Hello everyone and welcome to the next Pokemon tier list. Now that Pokemon Legends ZA is all done, there's no new Pokemon added to it, I can pretty definitively say that Generation 9 is all done. So, I am happy to make this tier list now because it's been a while since I did my Gen 8 tier list. It's been a couple of months, but I just want to make sure there's nothing else being added to PLZA, which there wasn't. It was like only new Megas and stuff. So, I can now safely make this Generation 9 tier list. Generation 9 includes Scarlet and Violet, and really just Pokemon Legends ZA. I don't think there's anything else that came out after that. For this, I actually do have the list of Pokemon on a second screen, because I don't know them as well as I probably should, but it's fine. This is where I start to not really know Pokemon's names. I mean, I started kind of forgetting their names by Gen 6, Gen 7, because there's a lot of them that I just didn't really use, and they've also not been in as many games as previous generations, but alright, let's get started. Starting off with the Gen 9 starters, we got Sprigatito was the first one. I was thinking about picking Sprigatito when I started my playthrough. I ended up not doing that because I figured it was going to be a weird looking final evolution. I thought Sprigatito was going to have the weird final evolution, but I accidentally picked Quaxley, which ended up with me getting Quaquaval, which I realized was the weirdest evolution, weirdest final Evo at the end. So like if I was to play these games again, I would pick Sprigatito because Meowscarada looks pretty cool. But we're going to start with Sprigatito. I think Sprigatito's it might be, I'm going to put it great. I think it's a pretty cool looking starter. It's a cat, big fan of cats. It's got a nice color. It's a nice green color. Then it picked like a puke green, which would have been gross. So that's, I mean, I can't really complain too much about that. The second Evo, I do not remember the name of. Florigato, there it is. I think it's okay. It kind of just looks a little normal. However, I do think Meowscarada is pretty great actually. Plus, Grass and Dark is a really cool typing. I actually like it better than Water and Fighting, which was what Quaquaval had. I wasn't really sure what Sprigatito was going to evolve into, so I just wanted to play it safe in case it was a weird Evo. But no, I regret not picking him because Grass and Dark's pretty cool. So, that's the grass starter. Let's move on to Fuecoco. He just looks like he has a piece of cheese on him. It's a little goofy. Like, the cheese is really goofy. It's like craft singles. I don't know why they keep slapping that on Pokemon. I think Fuecoco's not bad. I think he's pretty decent. So, in that case, I'm going to give him a good. I don't think he's the greatest starter. I think there's been a Crocodile Gator starter that's been done better, aka Totodile. I think Totodile's cooler. But you know what? Fuecoco, he's pretty cool. He's not bad. He's just good. I don't usually pick fire starters as per usual. It's pretty uncommon for me to pick a fire starter, so he wasn't really doing a whole lot for me, but he's alright. Crocolora's just okay. I think Skelodurge is pretty good. He doesn't really scream starter to me, but I think he's pretty cool. I think he looks alright. Quaxley, I think Quaxley's great. I'm a big fan of how Quaxley looks. Quaxwell is, he's okay. And even though Quaquaval looks kind of weird, I still really like him. Like, his special move was Aqua Step, which increases his speed whenever you use it, which is really strong. Quaquaval carried me through some pretty hard fights in the game, I gotta be honest. So I actually am gonna put him in great, even though I think his design is a little whack, to be honest. But overall, I think he's pretty good. I think he's a great Pokemon, despite him looking like how he does. Lechonk, there was a lot of buzz for Lechonk when this game was being marketed, and I think this was one of the first Pokemon they announced was Lechonk. It's like fine. I think it's pretty cute. I think Oinkologne is pretty meh though. There's the male version and the female version. I'm just gonna rank one of them, doesn't really matter too much to me. I think Oinkologne is pretty meh. It's really not doing much for me. I cannot imagine a scenario where I would ever use Oinkologne in a party unless I was doing some sort of goofy, stupid challenge run. That's never gonna happen. Tarantula, see, I'm not a bug type guy. I've been saying it, but I think it looks okay. I think Spidops is also. I think Spidop actually might be good. It's a cool name for Pokemon. It's just pure bug, which is whatever. But I like the way that he's like creating the webs in his hand. That's kind of cool, actually. That's kind of creative. Nimble, he's okay. I think low kicks looks kind of cool, but I'm not going to use bug in fighting. Wait, no, is he fighting? Shoot, he's bug in dark. That's my bad. I actually don't even want to use bug in dark either. So, that is that. I don't really have much to say about low kicks. I really thought it was fighting type. I feel like he learns low sweep or something. I guess I'm selling. Next is Pommy. Pommy is the, they try to make it like a Pikachu kind of thing. Yeah, it's okay. I think Pommo is also just okay, and I kind of also just think Pomot's okay. These guys don't really do anything for me, I gotta be honest. Even like evolving Pommo to Pomot, you have to do the whatever Let's Go thing where you throw them out and they have to walk around with you. I think that's one of the stupidest new like evolutionary methods that they could have added. I don't really like it very much, I gotta be honest. I think it's a little dumb, but what can you do? But yeah, it's just like an unremarkable Pokemon. This entire Pommy, Pommo, Pomot evolutionary line, it's really not doing anything for me. Tandemouse. Tandemouse is pretty cute. It's gonna go in great. And Mousehold is also going to go in great. I don't think these guys are peak. They're not the top tier, but they are very cool, and they're actually really cute. This is one of very few normal, mono-normal type evolutionary lines that I would ever actually use, because they hit like multiple times depending on the moves you use. I'm not super familiar with their game. I know that they were a menace and competitive for at some point, but Mousehold's pretty cool, and I like that there's a chance of it evolving either into a family 3 or a family of 4 evolution. That's pretty interesting. It's just completely random, and yeah, big fan. I think he's great. Fido is pretty cute. I'm gonna put it in. I think I'll put it in good. Dashbun, I think he's just good. Once again, mono fairy type. Probably would never use him, but I still think it's pretty cool. I like the idea of it being like dough, bread, and then the bread is cooked. That's pretty funny, honestly. I think it's pretty funny. Smoliv. Grass and normal. I don't know, man. Like, I think Smoliv's kind of meh. I think Doliv's a little cooler, and then I think Arboliva is just okay. Actually, is Smoliv meh? I'm gonna give it meh. Grass and normal, yeah, I don't really like grass and normal. Squawkabilly. Squawkabilly is like a waste of a Pokemon to me. I don't really know what purpose Squawkabilly serves. I feel like bad's kind of harsh. Like, I don't really, it's not like, it's just kind of inoffensive to me. It's almost like a worse version, or like they tried to redo Chatot, but they gave him the douchiest haircut they could have ever done. You know what? I'm gonna put him in bad. I'm gonna put him in bad. I don't like Squawkabilly. I gotta be honest. Don't really like him. I think he's kind of dumb, and I honestly, if I was to try to go in my head and name all the Gen 9 Pokemon, I would definitely forget Squawkabilly, or I would remember him because he's stupid. There's only two sides. He's either forgettable or he's just stupid, so stupid that I cannot help but remember him. But moving on. Nacli. Nacli. I think this dude's pretty great. I think he's pretty cute. Same with Knacklestack. Very big fan. I think Garganacl does not look as cool as he wants to, as the developers think he does. I think he's okay. I think he's pretty good, but I really like Nacli and Knacklestack. I think oh my god. I think Knacklestack is really funny looking. He looks like a Minecraft mob. Mob's the word. Honestly, no, I'll put Garganacl up. I think they want him to, they tried to give him aura. He just looks a little goofy. He looks like the Iron Golem in Minecraft, but you know what? If he was not just pure rock type, I think I would like him a little more, but pure rock kind of holds him back from feeling super cool. But I mean, I do like some pure rock types. Like, I think Rampardos is really sick, but I don't know. I think Rampardos has aura though. Garganacl is just something's missing, but I don't know what. But I think he's still great. Charcadet. I think Charcadet's good. Just like a just like a little dude. Armarouge is pretty cool. Ceruledge is gonna be my first perfect of the generation, I think. Ceruledge is a really sick Pokemon. He's definitely one of my favorites that came out of Gen 9. Fire Ghost is a great combo, And he has Bitter Blade, which is a ridiculous move. And like putting Shadow Claw and stuff on him. Oof. He hits like a truck too. Really, very, very big fan of Ceruledge. He's a really cool Pokemon. Tadbulb. I think Tadbulb. They tried to do another frog Pokemon. Little Tadpole as a bulb. I think he's good. I think the smile is a little derpy, which is going to be our. Is he? I don't know if is he great or not. I'm a little torn. Well, I'm going to get this out of the way. Bellybolt is also one of my favorite new Pokemon. He's easy perfect. It's really no contest. As soon as I saw him, I was like, okay, I need a Bellybolt immediately. And I immediately, instantaneously went out of my way to be like, all right, where do I catch this guy? And obviously, due to around the third gym, I think it's Levincia is the city. But I wanted Bellybolt as soon as I saw and knew of his existence. And he's really good, too. I really like his ability where he soaks up like a hit. And then his next attack does super big damage. Love it. Love it or list it. I would love it. Big fan. Really, really cool. So Tadbulb, I think I might put Tadbulb in great. I think he's just a little dude, but he's more of a means to an end. Actually, yeah, no mind. He's going to be in good. I don't really care too much for Tadbulb. But Bellybolt, my goat. One of the best, maybe, possibly, probably my favorite Gen 9 Pokemon. Really, really love him. Next brings us to Wattrel, which is kind of the closest we have to the typical bird Pokemon, because there isn't really one, like a single triple evolutionary, 3 evolution bird family in Gen 9. They didn't really do that in Scarlet and Violet. So Wattrel is the closest we got. He's just like okay. Same with Kilowattrel. He's just okay. He's like whatever. Kind of forgettable, honestly. Mastiff. I think Mastiff is fine, but the only thing that's keeping him up is that he's part of Arven's storyline, which is a really good storyline. I really like what Scarlet and Violet did with the 3 storylines, like the Arven stuff, the gym leader, and then the Team Star. Really big fan of what they all did with that. So I'll put them in okay. I don't think I'd ever use them on a team, but yeah, I don't think. Maybe they're good. I'm actually gonna move them to good. There's been some generations where they do like a mono dark type dual evo, something like Leopard in Gen 5, and then they do, I think Thievul was the guy in Gen 8. This is my favorite one out of all of those. I would not call him mid. I think he's a little above average. Shroodle, I think Shroodle is pretty cute. He's just like a little like runt. I think Shroodle's pretty funny. I'll put him in good. Same with Grafaiai. I'm also going to put him in good. I think Grafaiai is also good. There was a little bit of time where I was thinking of using Grafaiai on my team. I did not end up doing that because I wasn't really feeling the poison normal typing. I ended up going with a different poison type later, which I will get to soon. But I think he's still cool. I would be interested in trying him again. Maybe I just didn't have the right move set up. That might be what it is. I kind of just played it blind, but maybe if I look up some move sets that people have made for him, I can build a little better. So yeah, we're going to go with that for Grafaiai. Next up is Bramblin. Now I do like my grass types, but I don't know. Bramblin is kind of whatever. He, like, I know it's supposed to just be like a what's the word? Those rolling things in the desert. I don't remember the word tumbleweed. He's supposed to be like a tumbleweed or like a bramble. Yeah, he's fine. He's like okay. Same with Brambleghast. It's just okay. I do like that he has a kind of a goofy face. That's kind of funny. I wouldn't mind seeing what he's like in a party, but nothing's really calling out to me about him. Toad's cool. Now Toad's cool is good. That's a good Pokemon. Shoot. Toad's cool is good. Same with Toad's Cruel. I think, yeah, so in Gen 9 they started to move away from like regional variants, or like the Alolan forms, or like the Hisuian forms, or like Galarian forms. They started to go away from that, and they just took a Pokemon and made a new one out of it, and kind of reskinned it. I think they did that maybe to pad the decks, but I don't really mind. I think it's kind of cool. There's other things that they did for padding the Gen 9 decks, which I think is a little stupid. But for this, it's actually kind of creative. The Toad's cool, and then they did it with Clodsire later on. I'm actually good with this. I think they're pretty cool. I would be interested in trying Toad's Cruel on a team at some point. But I already had a ground type when I was doing my... I had a Clodsire on my team, which is my poison type. So I already had a ground type, so I didn't really feel like doubling up on ground types. And he was also very susceptible to ice, obviously. And I think I was like on the process of getting to the ice gym soon, so I'm like, I don't really want him on my team right now. But either way, Toad's Cruel, I would be interested in checking about on a different playthrough, one where I'm not already going to be using Masquerada, because that's what my next playthrough is going to be at some point. Moving on, though, we have Cloth. Cloth is meh. It's like whatever, dude. Like, I don't know. Mono rock type, just a large crab. The only reason I remember him is because he's from a one of the large Titan battles that you do for Arven's storyline. If he was not part of that, I would not remember that Pokemon. I can tell you that for damn sure. Absolutely would not remember him. He's just meh to me. Now we have Capsicid. He's like he's just a baby. I think he's okay. Actually, I think he's good. I think Scovillain, I'm actually going to give Scovillain a great. I think Scovillain's a really cool Pokemon. Grass and Fire, I believe, is the first time we've seen this typing is with Scovillain. I think that it has like the two heads thing. He's got like his hands on his hips. He's got some swag. This one looks like he's super angry. This one just looks smug. I like that. I think Scovillain's pretty cool. I don't really got much more to say about him, but I think it's a pretty cool Pokemon. Next up is Rellor. Rellor is like, it's actually just the word roller, but backwards. Nah, man. This is 2022 this game came out. We can't be doing that shit still. The next one is Rapska. I guess is the Evo for it. It does pick up Psychic type, which is kind of cool. Actually, I'm going to put Rellor in meh. I'll put Rapska in okay, just because it picks up Psychic type. That's like better than nothing. Honestly, it's better than nothing. Flittle. Flittle is this little thing. I think it's okay. I think it's kind of cute. I think Espathra. I think Espathra is also good. It's just like a mono psychic. Yeah, it's not. It's okay. It's all right. It is. I do like that Flittle looks a little bit like a UFO. I think that's kind of funny. But Espathra ain't doing too much for me. It's. I don't know. It doesn't really stand as a Pokemon to me. I don't know. It's not super unique. Now, what is unique is Tinkatink, Tinkatuff, and Tinkaton. I used a Tinkaton on my team when I played Scarlet and Violet. Tinkatink. Oh god, I can't move him up. I have a slightly different setup than what I had last time for my other videos. But Tinkatink and Tinkatuff are gonna go. I'll put Tinkatuff in good. Tinkatuff in great. Or Tinkatink is in great. Tinkatuff is in good. And then it's gotta be Tinkaton in perfect. Fairy and Steel is a great typing combo. Tinkaton is a very strong Pokemon. It's got a lot of good moves. It's got like Play Rough. It's got, I forget what its move. It's special Steel type move that you can't use twice in a row or something. I think it's Gigaton Hammer. That move is fucking sweet. That's a great, powerful, strong move. And I think I also have gave mine Iron Head. I gave it something else. I don't quite remember my setup. I haven't played that game in like 2 years. It's been a little bit, but Tinkaton's pretty good. I'm a very big fan. I think it's a perfect Pokemon. I like that's just this little like pink gremlin holding this massive ass hammer. That's peak. That's peak Pokemon design for sure. It shows that they're not running out of ideas yet. I think that's pretty cute. Now for the next regional like variation that they did a little Diglett and they made Wiglet. This guy is so funny. He goes in great. He is so funny. I love Wiglet. I might use him on a team at some point. Same with Wugtrio. Wugtrio is so freaking... He's so goofy, dude. Like, are you kidding me? How do you not like that? How could you not like that Pokemon? So that's what I'm doing for that. They're just great. Next up is Bombardier. Bombardier is okay. I think another one of those Titan Pokemon. Would not remember him if I didn't see him in that scenario. So Bombardier is kind of just meh to me. It is Dark and Flying, which is interesting, but yeah, I don't know, man. Not feeling it on Bombardier. Finizen. I think Finizen is okay, I guess. I think it's just okay. Palafin, the hero form specifically. I think the hero form is pretty cool. Wait, is this the same Pokemon? Yeah, I don't really know how the hero form thing works. But whenever I think of Finizen into Palafin, I think of Palafin as the hero form. So I'm going to rank him as such. I think the hero form's pretty good. I think it looks cool. I don't really know what kind of utility he has or like what he does, but I think he looks cool. Turns into just some random dolphin into like a superhero guy. That's not bad. I think that's pretty good. Moving on though, we had another guy that I was considering putting in my party for a little bit, but I had my heart set too much on Tinkaton that I could not make room for Varoom. I think Varoom is good, and I think Revaroom is good. They're not great because I think their naming is a little boring, like Varoom to Revaroom. Like it's a little cheeky, but yeah. It's something like Cerulege or Tinkaton or Bellybolt. It's just not that same tier. It's just not quite there. But it's got the start of something new. Started something new here. I think I might like it more if I used it in a party. However, I have not, so I can't make too much more of a statement. Moving on, we have Cyclizar. This is supposed to be like the modern day version of the legendaries. It's kind of goofy. I think it's just okay. Dragon and normal, we've seen that with Drampa before. But yeah, he's just okay. Next up is Orthworm, another Titan Pokemon that I would not remember if I didn't see him in the game. I don't know. These mono Evo Pokemon, dude, they're just not really doing much for me. I'm gonna give him a honestly. Like, he's just a steel worm. It kind of reminds me of Phalanx from Gen 8, but Phalanx is cooler, even though I don't actually remember what I ranked Phalanx. I think I like Phalanx more than I did when I did my Gen 8 tier list. I think I like him a little more because now in PLZA he's gotten a Mega. And I think his Mega has improved my opinion of him just a little bit. But sticking with what we got right now. Orthworm. It's kind of whatever. Glimmet and Glamora. I do kind of like Glimmet. I don't like that you have to wait, I believe, until you're in Area 0 before you can catch one. That kind of sucks. And I think that's a little bit lame. Because I actually would be interested in trying out Glamora on a team. I think Rock and Poison has the potential to be a pretty good typing for a Pokemon. It would be weak to ground, very much so, but I still think Glamora is kind of cool. I like when it like fans out. It's like this like star-shaped Pokemon. I think that's pretty cool. So Glimmet, I think I'm gonna give I'll give Glimmet a good, and also give Glamora a good. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Grievard is pretty cute. He's just a little guy. When you go to the 7th gym, you have the little Grievards dancing on top of the speakers. That's pretty iconic of him. Houndstone, I don't know, he's not as cool to me. I think he's just okay. I like Grievard more actually, which is not usually common. I typically like the final EOs more, but in this case, I like Grievard more than its evolution Houndstone. It's also Mono Ghost. Mono Ghost is okay. I think I like Ghost more when it's paired with other types. So I'm just gonna give it an okay. And Grievard gets good because he's got vibes. He's here for vibes. Flamigo, like, man, who named these freaking Pokemon, dude? Flamigo, it's just like a lame Pokemon. It's meh. It's just meh, honestly. Moving on, we got Citadel. Citadel I do like. I think he's pretty cute. He has like I don't know what the word is. He has like a single tooth. Big fan though. I think he's just a little guy. And I also think Cititan is really cool. I really thought Cititan was gonna pick up Steel type or have something else going on with him. I think Mono Ice is okay. I would be interested in seeing what kind of moves and what kind of strategies he can bring to the table. He seems like he'd be a bulky Ice type, which, I mean, I like bulky Pokemon. I would be okay with that. So I want to check out Cititan another time. But for now, I'm good. I'm going to give him a good. I think he's pretty cool. I like that he's like kind of a snowball, but he also has the spikes on him. and then the gray like underbelly coloring, I think actually does a lot for him. And then like he has the whatever dual tail. I think it's pretty cool. I like it. Big fan. Next up is Veluza. Once again, another meh Pokemon I do not care about. It's just like, nah, I'm good. Dondozo. I like Dondozo because of how big he is. Kind of giving me like Wailord type vibes. It's kind of all I have to say about Dondozo. I don't really have much more to add. Yeah, another Titan Pokemon that you run into. Tatsugiri, for some reason they gave Tatsugiri Mega I think they gave Tatsugiri a Mega in the new DLC for PLZA, which I will not be playing because it costs like $45 with tax in Canada. Ridiculous. That's like a week of groceries, or like half my groceries for a week on a thing that looks repetitive and unappealing to me. So I'm not buying the DLC for Legends ZA. But Tatsugiri in Scarlet Violet, it's okay. I think it's kind of funny how it's like the fish on top of rice. It's supposed to be like a sushi, obviously. It's not gonna affect my rating, but I do have a little story where I was playing Scarlet and Violet. I found a Tatsugiri on the overworld, and it just happened. I didn't know what the different colors were yet, so I just happened to run into a shiny, and then something happened where it died or something. I don't really know what happened, so I lost out on getting a shiny Tatsugiri in my Violet playthrough, and I wouldn't say I was devastated, but I was definitely like, fuck. I was not very happy. I was a little disappointed, but I think Tatsugiri, he's just okay. I do like that he has different moods. This one's curly form, the red one is droopy form, and the yellow one is stretchy form. I don't know what the hell any of that means, if they have any stat differences, but yeah, it's just alright. I think he's just okay. Oh, I put him in meh. Sorry, he meant to be okay. He's just okay. Annihilate goes in great. I think Annihilate's really cool. I'm gonna move him up here. Annihilate is really, really cool Pokemon. Pretty big fan of him. I would like to try him in a party at some point. I think it's cool that they gave Primeape another evolution, or just a new evolution. It kind of seemed like a forgotten Pokemon, so this was a nice way of kind of refreshing him and bringing him back, which they did with some other Pokemon, which I will talk about soon. But here we have Clodsire. Clodsire is very derpy. Poison Ground's a cool typing. I don't know if he's peak, but I'm gonna give him a grade at least. I mean, no, he's perfect. He is perfect. He's so funny, dude. I don't know why I was ever thinking of anything but S tier for him. My goat, dude. I love Clodsire. He's so funny. He's just so derpy. And he's also really good. Like, he's a strong Pokemon. He's one of the best Pokemon on my team, I think. Yeah, I like Clodsire. That was cool. I did the Paldean Wooper. So then they gave Girafarig a new Evo with Farigiraf. Like, I don't know why. But Farigiraf is here. I like that, once again, it is a palindrome where it's like the word spelled backwards is the same as forwards. They did that with Girafarig and now Farigiraf. That's a cool way to honor its legacy. It's also like shuffled the order of the word Farigiraf and Girafarig. It's like the same, like, what's the word I'm thinking of? It's like a similar like order of the lettering, but just kind of shuffled around. I don't know quite how to explain it, but I like it. I think it's cool. So Girafarig, this is Farigiraf, sorry. Farigiraf, I think he's just good. Also, they like inverted how, because it used to be the tail was like this head part, but now he doesn't have a tail and now it's coming over his face. That's kind of cool. I like that. I think that's a cool way to do the evolution of that Pokemon. Next up is the Dunsparce. I'm gonna pick 3-segment form. The Dunsparce is okay. Like, he's just like, why did they even bother giving him an evolution, dude? He's just like a tanky normal type. That's kind of it. Not really doing much for me. What is doing a lot for me is King Gambit. King Gambit is a beast. King Gambit definitely gets a great high potential to move up to S if I was to use it on a party. I think King Gambit's really cool. A good way to bring back Pawniard and Bisharp as well is by giving them a new evolution And King Gambit's also fucking cracked, I'm pretty sure, in this game. I haven't used one, but I keep seeing clips online of how busted King Gambit can be in comp and in online matches. So, yeah, and Dark and Steel is a cool type. I like Steel types. What can I say? Guilty as charged. But King Gambit, he's pretty good. I think he's a really great addition to the roster. Next up, we get into one of my less preferred parts of Gen 9 is all the Paradox Pokemon. This just feels like kind of filler to the generation roster, honestly. Just a little bit. I don't love it, but it's like fine. I'm kind of whatever on it. But I do gotta rank them, and I don't remember any of their names. Because this is starting off with the Scarlet ones, which I'll definitely not remember because I played Violet, and there's like no way to get them in the other opposite game. So starting off with Great Tusk. Most of these guys are just gonna go in okay. I think Great Tusk is okay. I think Screamtail's actually meh. I think Brute Bonnet's okay. I think Fluttermane is kind of meh. It's just like bigger Mischievous. I don't know, they could have given it to Miss Magius, but like whatever. Slitherwing, I think Slitherwing's kind of cool. I think I'll give Slitherwing a good. Oh, I love this song. Sandy Shocks, why not Magnezone, man? Why not Magnezone? Sandy Shocks is okay. Iron Treads, okay, so now we're getting into some of the Violet ones, the future Paradoxes. So these are the ones I would have seen in my game. Iron Treads, once again, okay. I actually kind of like Iron Bundle a little bit. I think he's kind of funny. He's got his bag like on his side with him. Iron Hands is pretty. Oh shoot. Okay, whatever. Iron Hands is pretty good. I'm gonna give Iron Hands a good. I like this redo of Hariyama. I think that's actually kind of interesting. Hydreigon, I forgot what his name is. Iron Jugulus. Iron Jugulus is just okay. Yeah, he's alright. He took away his Dragon type, which was one of the cool things about Hydreigon, but whatever, I guess. Iron Moth. Did they give Volcarona 2 of them? I did give Volcarona 2. But they didn't give it a Mega, so that speaks volumes. But I think Slitherwing. I think Slitherwing's actually kind of cooler than Iron Moth. All the mechanical guys, just like they're just robots. I don't know, just robotic versions of the Pokemon. At least the Paradox, they had to get a little more creative with the designs. So that's how I feel about that. And then Iron Thorns are Tyranitar version. Iron Thorns is pretty cool. I'll give him a good as well. Is he great? I do like his coloring. He might be one of my favorites. I think I actually am going to give Iron Thorns a grade. I've never used Tyranitar, but he's also Rock and Electric, which is an interesting switch up. Got rid of his Dark. Now he's 4 times weak. Another Pokemon 4 times weak to Ground. Ground is a good type to have in this gen. Alright, on to the Pseudo. The Pseudo in this generation is Frigibax, Arctibax, and Baxcalibur. I like them. I think they're pretty good. Starting off with Frigibax is gonna get a good. I think Arctibax is also gonna get a good. Let's move him up. And then I think Baxcalibur, he's not my favorite. I'm torn if I want to give him an S tier or an A. I think I might give him an A. Like, he doesn't have the same aura that other Pseudos have, like Garchomp. Are you shitting me, dude? Haxorus is a beast. Dragapult is goated. Dragonite, obviously, I love Dragonite. I just don't think he's got the same. He doesn't hit as hard as the other ones do, but he's still pretty cool. Now we have a Pokemon I'm kind of whatever on. Gimmighoul and Goldengo. Gimmighoul, yeah, he's okay. Chest form versus roaming form, whatever. I think Gimmighoul is kind of just, he might be good. No, I'll put him in okay. Goldengo, see, for memes, he's like S tier. For actual, like, cool looking Pokemon, he just looks like the goddamn cheese string, man. He's really stupid, but I think he's also really good. Plus, Steel and Ghost is a really good type. IMO, in my honest IMO opinion. So I'm gonna give Goldengo. I'll give Goldengo a good. I like that he like surfs on gold or something. He's just a weird Pokemon. I always forget he exists. He's also the 1000th Pokemon, like exactly number 1000 in the National Dex, which is just ridiculous to me. Now we have the Legendary Quartet. I kind of forget what these guys are called. I think they're like the Ruinous something is what their like group name is. But we got 4 of them. I actually think these guys are pretty cool. I think Wo Qian is probably my favorite. I'm actually gonna give him a great. I actually like Wo Qian a decent amount, so we're gonna put him there. Next up is Qian Pao. I think Qian Pao is also pretty cool. I like its ice design. Oh yeah, I guess I should say I like Wo Qian. He looks like an old creature. I like that his eyes are actually like in his horns, that his antlers. His eyes are in the antlers. He just looks like something that's really old, and I think that's cool. Chi Yu is just like a weird goldfish. It's okay. And then Ting Lu. Ting Lu gets a, I think he gets a good. Once again, another Pokemon that just looks really old. I think it's kind of interesting. I don't really have much more to say about these guys. I think they're an alright trio. I don't like as much as something like the Tapus. I think the Tapus are really cool. But these guys are just fine. Next up is the final 2 Paradox Pokemon. From base game, actually. I should specify from base game because we're not done. But we now have Roaring Moon and Iron Valiant. Roaring Moon is, I think he's good. I don't think he's crazy, but I think he's pretty good. Iron Valiant, though, does get a great. Iron Valiant's a really cool Paradox Pokemon. One of the few that I actually think is like pretty sweet. But yeah, and then Fairy Fighting is a really strong typing. I don't think it has any 4 times weakness. I don't think so. Yeah, Iron Valiant, I like it. I think Iron Valiant's really cool. I already really liked Gallade. I think I put Gallade in S tier, but Iron Valiant is not quite S tier. It's just really cool though. Next up brings us to our 2 legendaries, which are Koraidon and Miraidon. Now, I had Violet, like I said, so I had Miraidon. I think Koraidon looks okay. I think I'll maybe give him a good. I actually think Miraidon is one of my more favorites. That's not a word. One of the legendaries I've liked the most in previous years. I guess the only recent games. The one before this was Sword and Shield. I don't really care for Zamazenta and Zacian, however you pronounce that. Just like a dog. It carries either a sword or a shield or something. It was fine, but I think Miraidon is going to get an A tier from me personally. I think he's pretty cool. I also like his color design. I like the purple with Violet. I think purple is way cooler than the orange for Scarlet. IMO. Next up is we have some, so that's the base game Dex. And they added some in between base game and then Teal Mask. They added some random Paradox guys through, I think, Terror Raids it had to be. So we have the Paradox version of Suicune, which is Walking Wake. I think he just kind of looks okay. He's, actually, I think he's mad at me. I don't really like Walking Wake that much. Iron Leaves is the Paradox Future Pokemon. Paradox Future version of the Pokemon Virizion. I think it's just fine. Meh. He's okay. It's, like I said with the other futuristic ones, it's just the same Pokemon again, but with different types, and it looks like mechanical. That's really it. The only reason Iron Valiant wins is because Iron Valiant is kind of purposefully made to be better than the other ones, it feels like. It's also rarer. You have to kind of go into a secret cave in Area 0, like really far down in the depths of Area 0 to get to it. So it feels a little more special than the other ones, which the other ones are just metal Pokemon. Metal versions of Pokemon you've already been seeing for years. So that's kind of it. It looks like they just threw on a Mario 64 metal coat for some of them. So they kind of lose me a little bit. Moving on, we now are on to the Teal Mask DLC. Starting off with Diplin. Dipplin, I believe, is an alternate form of Applin. I'm pretty sure. Unless Applin evolves into Dipplin. Yep, so you start with Applin, then it goes to Dipplin, then it goes into Hydrapple. I think it's kind of cool. Gave him not even one new evolution, but it gave him another one on top of that. I think Hydrapple only came out with Indigo Disc, which is weird that they broke up the evolution into the 2 different DLCs. That's a little stupid, I gotta be honest, but Dipplin is pretty cool. I'm gonna give him a good. That's actually gonna go the same for Hydrapple. I already really like Applin, so I like that they gave him a new evolution. Like I've said in I think previous videos, I really am interested in using Appletun, and like the Appletun's kind of like the bulkier guy. I would like to use him in a playthrough at some point. I think it'd be pretty cool. Now we have Poltergeist. This is supposed to be like a matcha Pokemon. This is the alternate version of... Oh, fuck, I don't even know what this Pokemon is. I kind of forget what this is. It evolves from Sinistea. Yeah, it's similar to Sinistea, which evolves into Poltergeist. This is Poltergeist, which evolves into Sinistea. So they kind of mixed it around. It's just a weird Pokemon. I never really understood what was going on. This is where Gen 9 started to lose me. I didn't really like Teal Mask very much. I thought it was fine. I think these guys are kind of just mad to me, personally. And now we have the trio from Teal Mask, the fucking troublemakers. These guys are Okidoggy, Monkey Dory, and Fezandipity. I only liked these guys because I liked catching legendaries where you have to like use a lot of Pokeballs and you have to like retry, and you have to have good strategy with using like false swipe and putting them to sleep. There was really nothing like that in... I guess there was with catching the Runus Quartet. But no, I like these guys. These guys are fucking troublemakers. They have some part in the story as well. They don't just feel like kind of tacked on like the Runus Quartet are. So these guys, I think Okidoggy is good. The reason I like Okidoggy is literally only because of his name. And then the rest of them are going to just go in okay, honestly. That's sort of how I feel about that. The rest are just going to go in okay. They're fine. Like I said, they're okay. Fezandipity, Monkey Dory is... He just looks like a really coy guy. But I know they're all smug douchebags. So I don't really like them that much. They also share a common type, which is poison. That's kind of interesting. But I don't really have much more to say about that. And then there's Ogerpon. I mean, Ogerpon's okay. I don't know. I don't really love Ogerpon, but I am going to give him... I'll give him a good at least. That is a legendary at the end of Teal Mask. He does have the different mask versions you can put on his face to change his typing. I think that's pretty busted. That's one of the only things I remember from Teal Mask was there was a boss fight against Ogerpon, where I think you needed to beat all 4 of his mask versions, if I remember correctly. That was so long ago. That was probably 4 years ago I did that. No, actually, that wouldn't make sense. 3 would be 3. About 3 years ago I did. 2.5 years ago, maybe. So I don't really remember it too well. I also didn't like Teal Mask, like I said, so it sort of left my memory as soon as I beat it, and I got Ogerpon. So that's that. But now moving on to the last couple guys. Starting off in the Indigo Disc, we had a new evolution of Duraludon. Duraludon was one of my favorites from Gen 8, so it was pretty cool to see him get an Evo. And thankfully he got an Evo that is very fitting for him. I think he looks like a beast. Archelodon is actually going to go in S tier, which we have not had an S tier in this list in a little bit. He's going to go in S tier. I just like my steel types, bro. I like my steel types. I just don't know what more to say. I already ranked Hydrapple before. I put him in good. So Hydrapple's going to stay there. Next we have more stupid-ass Paradox forms. Starting with Gouging Fire, which is the Entei version. That looks way better than Walking Wake, the Suicune version. So he's at least going to go in good. I have never used these guys in-game before. So I really don't have... These guys, I feel like... These guys come to my mind as like... They occupy the same place in my mind as mythical Pokemon. Like, they're just kind of here. But, like, they're less cool because it's already something we've already seen before. Just past, present, future versions, whatever. So, it's not really doing a whole lot for me. They have Blood Moon Ursaluna in this list. I'm not ranking it. I don't really care that much for that. Next up was Raging Bolt. He looks like those stupid walkers in Horizon Zero Dawn. I think he's just okay. Actually, I think he might be meh. He looks a little stupid. He kind of... Why do they do that to these guys? It's actually ruining them. Iron Boulder is Terrakion. Terracoin? I think it's Terrakion. He's okay. Same with Cobalion's version, which is Iron Crown. I like him a little more. They're all just kind of okay to me. Next up is Terrapagos. Terrapagos has the Terrast... What's the type? Is it Stellar Terra type? Where it's like every single type? I don't even know how that works, man. It was like whatever. He's kind of also just okay. And then I don't even know what this is. Pecharunt? Is Pecharunt a mythical? Or was he... It is a mythical. How do you... He's the leader of the Loyal 3. He's the leader of Okidoki, Monkey Door, and Pheasantipity? I actually did not know that. What the fuck? That's so weird. Pecharunt does not look like he would command those guys. That's fucking stupid. Pecharunt does this little... Where's my mouse? Oh, good. Pecharunt does this little runt down here. This guy. Nah, man. That's meh. That is just meh. Yeah, so we made it through Gen 9. That's all of them. We did not have any disgusting Pokemon this time. There was no one that I actually like outright hated. A couple mehs, a lot of okays, a decent good tier, some solid great tier stuff, and then obviously a couple perfect, a couple S tier. Not a whole lot of S tier. Although I think the great tier has a lot of guys that have the potential to move up to S if I was to play the game again. But as of now, this is how I feel about the Gen 6 Pokemon. Why did I say Gen 6? Gen 9. It's not Gen 6 at all. But I think my playlist actually just ended too, which is really good timing. So yeah, thank you guys all for watching this video. This is the end of my Gen 9 tier list. Next time I will be doing all of the Megas, I'm pretty sure. Either I'll do the Megas, or I'll be doing all the I have to do all the regional forms, like I'll do Alolan, Galarian, Hisuian. There's like a couple Paldean forms I gotta do. So I'll do all of those guys. That'll be a shorter video, and then I'll do all the Megas as well. And then I also wanted to do a video of all my S tiers, which I don't know if I've said that already, but yeah. In the meantime, while I work on this, I'm also working on my Best Games 2025 video, as well as the next review whenever that's going to be. I mean, Luigi's Mansion took me basically the entire year to do, because I was busy. So I don't know when that's going to come out, but these tier lists should be a little more common, obviously. I would also like to start streaming more, because I streamed Vesper's Host, the dungeon in Destiny 2, a couple days ago, and it turned out pretty well. I got a subscriber from that, which is awesome. So for now, thank you guys all for watching this video. I hope everyone has a great day, and yeah, I'll see you guys next time.